All right, everyone. Good day. So, this is for anthropological conceptualization of the self as embedded in culture. So, pasensya na, I have my dogs. Medyo maingay. All right. So, for anthropological perspectives or conceptualization of the self, this chapter contains practices among different societies that reveal ways how societies conceptualize what the self is and how it relates sa ating culture. So dito, we also discuss the definitions of anthropology, where I will go to the next slide, where anthropology is considered as one of the most complex areas of discipline and has explored various meanings of culture, self, and identity in the desire to come up with a better understanding of the self. So dito, we have some anthropologists who have arrived at a conclusion that wala daw po talagang simple definition ang anthropology. So anthropology at the same time holds a holistic view of human nature. It is concerned with how cultural and biological processes interact to shape human experience. So contemporary anthropologists believe that ang culture daw and ang self are complementary concepts that are to be understood in relation to one another. So, since anthropology, compared with other disciplines, possesses a holistic and integrated approach to examine human nature. So, here, let's go to the next slide. What we'll be talking about for today. So we have the nature and nurture of anthropology, or rather of the self, which is, I believe, napag-usapan nyo na rin sa personal development ninyo nung nasa senior high or junior high, followed by cultural construction of self and identity, where we will be discussing egocentric and sociocentric concepts, the identity toolbox, and the personal naming. And finally, Rites of Passage by Arnold van Gennep. So, ayan. So, let's go to the first one. So, employing an anthropological perspective that is perceiving holistically what could be the answer to the question, who am I? 'Di ba? It has been known that anthropology considers human experience as an interplay of nature, referring to genetic inheritance, which sets the individual's potential, such as yung genes and hereditary factors like our physical appearances, our personality characteristics, and sometimes pasok din dito yung mga sakit-sakit na namamana natin from our parents. Diabetes, hypertension, sometimes cancer is even passed down from genetics and kung ano-ano pa. Even asthma, right? So kapag ang isa sa parents natin may asthma or both are asthmatic, malamang sa malamang naman na rin natin yung genes na yun. No, very rare lang, no? Rarity lang ang taong walang asthma kapag yung parents nila parehas meron. Or sometimes the gene is there, only it is not triggered. Okay? Kapag na-trigger lang siya by something like, let's say, alikabok na malalaan or anything na usual na nakaka-trigger ng isang asthma to the point na maybe medyo malala yung experience ninyo, then there is a possibility that this experience could trigger the gene carrying the asthmatic version of you. So, this is also followed by nurture, which refers to social-cultural environment. So, dito naman papasok dito yung environmental variables, yung childhood experiences natin, paano tayo ipinalaki ng mga magulang natin or ng mga first caregivers natin, social relationships, and of course, our surrounding culture. Okay, so both of these, no, the nature and nurture, could be understood that both of these two have significant influence in the development of self-awareness among individuals within the society. So, in addition to this, no, the field of anthropology has contributed indirectly to the understanding of the nature of self through its wide collection of ethnographic, investigation such as yung mga thesis natin, like pag nagsasampling method tayo, sentence completion tests, and interviews. So, ang sentence completion is, like for example, your teacher will give you a sample of the sentence and then you will complete that, no? Parang, I am blank. My my aspirations in the future are blank. So you will complete that. So that is an example of sentence completion tests. Ayan. So bumabalik ang sa aking slide. Pasensya na. All right. So these things have discussed that cultural variation may affect one's mental states. Ano ba yan? What is happening? Ayan. Language, ayun, mental states, language, and behavior. So perhaps then, the most important contribution of anthropology is to provide insights about the nature of self, which is based on continuous understanding of the basic elements of culture. Okay? So, dito naman tayo sa culture according to the British anthropologist Edward Tylor. It's not Taylor, it's Tylor. So, he defined culture as that complex whole which includes knowledge, belief, arts, morals, law, customs, and any other capabilities and habits acquired by man as a member of society. So, this gives emphasis that culture is not behavior itself, but the shared understandings that guide behavior and are expressed sa ating behavior. So therefore, how people make sense of their experiences and perform behaviors according to socially shared ideas, values, and perceptions. As such, culture has acquired a range of different meanings that require reflection and analysis because yung significance po ng kultura natin has enormous implications for everyone's conception of the self. Kumbaga, sinasabi na kung wala ang culture or ang kultura, wala rin tayo. And vice versa. Kung wala tayo, wala ring kultura. So, one can say that ang culture, no, this provides patterns of ways of life. Okay? Culture provides ways of life or patterns of ways of life. So, being that culture is diverse, self and identity may have different meanings in different cultures. So let's go to the concept of the self, the egocentric and the sociocentric. So both of these things are part of ourselves, no? Meron tayong egocentric side, meron din tayong sociocentric side. However, the egocentric is viewed as autonomous and a distinct individual, meaning this prioritizes the person's differences or kumbaga yung pagiging unique ng isang tao. According to this concept, no, of the egocentric, each person is considered to be a replica of all humanity, but capable tayo of acting independently from others. Kumbaga, yes, we all have a shared understanding. Lahat tayo part ng isang kultura. However, us being part of it doesn't mean lahat tayo pare-parehas. We all have our uniqueness. Some of us are very good with our talents and skills, with our habits of maybe creative writing, drawings, um, for example, other talents like um ano pa bang mga bagong, let's say, like pagiging virtual assistant, for those na sumasali sa drag race, 'di ba? Sa mga drag pageants and all. I'm sorry if I am right or I am wrong with the term drag pageants, but then sometimes I watch din kasi, no? So, Drag Race Philippines. Ayan. So, we all have our differences, our uniqueness, no? Which sets us apart from other people. Okay, so yan yung egocentric view. At the same time, we also have the sociocentric view, which is considered to be as the view that is not autonomous, but it is relative or conditional. So, ang tatandaan lang dito sa sociocentric is that more on when we make decisions or when we do things, we always consider other people. Sa egocentric, focus ka lang sa sarili mo. You don't um much think about the others. With the sociocentric view, you always think about the others bago mo i-push ang isang plano or ang isang gawain. So this is the view of the self that is interdependent with other people. So people are part of a social matrix. Yes, we are a part of a single culture. Oh, single, no. We are part of a culture, but at the same time, no, despite having an egocentric view of the self, being unique, no, lahat tayo, yun nga, meron tayong shared understanding. We are all Filipinos, we are all Bicolanos, we are all Albayanos. Okay? So, some of you galing sa Masbate, so Masbateños, right? Mga taga Sorsogon, Sorsogeños, Polanggeños, and kung ano-ano pang mga terms. But then, the point here is we all have a shared understanding, and that is the sociocentric view of the self. Okay? It prioritizes our similarities. Okay? So, yun lang yung tatandaan dito sa dalawang concept of the self. Okay? So, with this, um, this shows that this this view, no, for ano pa ba? Sige. Ano ba pwede kong maibigay na example when it comes to these things? Siguro, from this similarities, no, with similarities, sociocentric view, and differences, which is the egocentric view, in these characteristics, no, among individuals, we are able to construct our social identities. So, dito na rin papasok si identity toolbox. So, with the help of the sociocentric and the egocentric view, nabubuo natin ang social identities. And therefore, the identity toolbox refers to the features of a person's identity that he or she chooses to emphasize in constructing a social set. So some characteristics such as yung kinship natin, yung gender natin, yung age are almost universally used to differentiate people. So, other characteristics such as ethnicity, yung personal appearance natin, and even our finances or our socioeconomic status are not always used in every society. Papasok rin dito ang family membership that could be the most significant feature to determine the person's social identity. Ay, ito anak to ng anen. Ay, related to kay Mayor, mga Rosal. Ay, ito related to kay na ano, kay na Baldo. 'Di ba? So sometimes our surnames carry such how dyan? As such weight na parang pag sinabi mo yung surname, makikilala agad na galing to sa angkan ng mga ganitong tao. Sometimes it could be good, it could also be deemed as bad. Ay, member ka ng ganito, so blah 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 blah. Right? So yan, alam ko naririnig niyo yan sa mga uncles, mga tita, or even your parents kapag nag-usap-usap sila. Ay, mga galing ngayon sa pamilyang yan, medyo may kulang or may problema sa pag-iisip. 'Di ba? And sometimes for the others naman, ay mga parte ng mga pamilya niyan, mga um mga babaero, mga malalandi or kung anything. So sometimes even our surnames give that emphasis na. Doon pa lang minsan na-judge na tayo. Okay? So another important identity determinant that is often viewed as essential for the maintenance of a group identity is, of course, our language. Marireparo man din doon na pag Bicol, di ba, iba ang daraga, daragenyong Bicol kesa sa nagenyong Bicol. At the same time, we also have Rinconada na as in zero idea talaga ako how or what they're talking about kasi hindi ko talaga magets ang kanilang language or ang kanilang dialect. Okay, so in other societies, religious affiliation is an important marker of group identity. So, for example, in Mindanao, being a Christian or a Muslim is possibly the most important defining feature of social identity. Okay? So, yeah, that is the identity toolbox. Ito yung kumbaga this carries kung sino tayo when it comes to social interactions. No, this is our self-identity. And doon sa loob ng toolbox na yon, nandun yung nakakapaloob, kumbaga, yung information about us. Okay? Are we part of the LGBTQIA? Are we straight? What is our occupation? Saan tayong galing na race? Anong relihiyon natin? Ano yung usual nating ginagamit na dialect? And kung saan tayong angkan belong. So yan na identity toolbox na yan. It's a toolbox that helps emphasize in constructing our social identity, which obviously exists to all of us individuals. Followed by the personal naming. Personal naming naman, this is a universal practice with numerous cross-cultural variations which establishes a child's birthright and yung social identity ng tao. So, obviously, a name is an important device to individualize a person and at the same time becomes a legitimate member ng isang grupo. Bumalik na naman, sorry. Ayan, sorry. Ayan. So, personal names in all societies are intimate markers of the person differentiating individuals from others. Kaya nga ang mga binibigay sa ating names are very significant kasi ito yung nagde-determine at the same time ng ating birthright and social identity. Ay, di ba? Pag ito yung narinig mong pangalan, ay, si ganito yan. Ay, ganito yung tao. Di ba? So, kumbaga, it sets us apart from other people because that is our name despite it having mga kaparehas, no, that there are common names here in the Philippines like Christian, mga galing sa Bible na mga pangalan, yun yung mga very common and sometimes nagkakapare-parehas sa apelyido, but despite all that, no, we still have our uniqueness despite having similar names, no, and dun yun nakapaloob sa ating identity toolbox. So, the person's name symbolically represent their cultural self. So, there is no self in the if the individual is, of course, without a name. So, in other words, personal names represent the self. Okay? So let me share with you some naming in different cultures. We have four here, starting with the Aymara Indians, the Islanders, people in Arctic Canada, and of course, us Filipinos. So, ang mga Aymara Indians, they have a special ritual to give a child its name. Diba? Nagre-ritual muna. There's a certain ritual that they do before they give a child their name. Ang Islanders naman, they name their infants soon after birth. So, wala na silang mga ritual-ritual. Automatic, ibibigay nila agad yung pangalan ng bata. Okay? So, another is, tawag dito? People in Arctic Canada. So, dito naman sa Arctic Canada, children are named after their deceased relatives and other people with admirable qualities which they believe will be helpful for their character formation. Like for example, same with the Philippines, 'di ba? Almost the same na ang paniniwala sa Philippines. Kasi, even here in the Philippines, kapag namatay, let's say, ang ating relative, and mahal na mahal natin siya, or we look up to that relative, like our lolos, our lolas, or kung sino pa man, no, sometimes, ipinapangalan din natin yung anak natin sa kanila. Okay? Sinasama natin sa pangalan ng anak. Or, same with the kanina, nasabi ko, anyone with admirable qualities that we find someone to look up to, ipinapangalan din natin sa mga bata. Sometimes nga nakaabot na rin, 'di ba? Minsan nga kahit simpleng anime na pangalan Naruto, 'di ba, ipinangalan sa mga bata. Okay, so that's how Filipinos name their children. And another belief by the Filipinos is that since Catholic parents usually name their children after the saints. Okay, so perhaps they think that yung bata bearing a sacred name will be blessed and protected throughout life. Okay, so we also have the ritual of binyag. Diba? So this is an example of that. So, obviously, one's identity is not inborn. It is something people continuously acquire in life. So, for instances, papasok na rin dito yung rites of passage ni Arnold van Gennep. So, rites of passage usually involves ritual activities to prepare individuals for new roles from one stage of life to another, such as yung birth, puberty, marriage, having children, and death. So, dito na papasok yung rites of passage ni Arnold van Gennep, which he believes that changes in one's identity are marked by a three-phased rites of passage. Papasok na dito yung separation, liminal, and incorporation. So sa first phase, this is the separation. People detach from their former identity to another. So for example nito is funeral ceremonies. This helped the living let go of the deceased. Diba? It's not because we are having funeral ceremonies in honor of the dead, but though it is true, no? Pero in reality, we have that kind of ceremony because it is for us to, kumbaga, to help us let go of the deceased, of those who have already perished. So, para kumbaga maka-move on tayo, magkaroon ng formal moving on ceremony from the dead, no? We have the ritual ceremonies or we have the um tawag dyan, the funeral ceremonies, followed by the liminal phase, or one has left one identity but has not yet entered or joined the next. So dito naman, circumcision is usually described as a rite of passage of a young boy to manhood. So dito sa example naman, kumbaga, picture dito is, kumbaga, circumcision or nagtutuli. Diba? So, yan. You're still young, no? You're still a young boy kapag hindi ka patuli. And at the same time, kahit tuli ka na, hindi ka pa rin nakaka-join into manhood because you're still part of the fact that you are still a teenager. Unless nagpatuli ka at a very late age. But then the point here is, this is not just about being a part of the rites of passage or a ceremony, but also, it also has health benefits, di ba? Um, when kapag ikaw ay nagpatuli or nagpa-circumcise. And finally, we have the incorporation phase, or the changes are incorporated into a new identity by elaborate rituals and ceremonies. So, papasok na dito yung mga church weddings, yung debutante balls, 'di ba? Mga debut, college graduation. So, thus, ang pinagkaiba lang ng incorporation dito sa dalawa, kay separation at liminal, is that dito sa incorporation, there is the use of symbols. For example, kapag may kasal, obviously merong wedding rings. Kapag may debut, obviously may 18 roses. And finally, kapag may graduation sa ibang school, we have graduation caps and gowns. Pero sa BU, we have alampay. Right? So, in addition to that din, papasok rin yung um, papasok rin dito yung rites of passage such as initiation ceremonies. 'Di ba? Dito na papasok yung mga college fraternities or sororities. I believe sa BU merong APO. I'm not sure if some of you have joined, but some of my classmates noon, nung ano pa kami, nung college kami, nung nag-BU sila, some of them joined APO. I remember some of them na nagkwento na they had to take a bite or rather, they had not take a bite, but kailangan nilang nguyain. Tig-isa sila ng sili. No, they have to nguya that. At the same time, yung iba naman, naalala ko nagkwento sila. And andun na kasi ako sa may oval, no, na naka-duster sila, mga lalaki, naka-duster sila. They wore wigs and naka-heels, tapos pinapatakbo sila sa oval. Kapag may naiwan, uulit sila hanggang sa matapos sila ng sabay-sabay. So that is an example of the initiation process ng mga college fraternities slash sororities pag sa babae. So, however, sometimes individuals disagree on their respective identities. So makikita nyo naman dito na even sa news, 'di ba? People or rather students join fraternities or sororities for connection purposes. Kasi kahit saan, kunwari, kung mawala ka man or mapadpad ka kung saang lugar, kapag may ka-fraternity ka, automatic, because of the brotherhood or the sisterhood, tutulungan ka. Okay, but for the others, hindi naman lagi always align 'Di ba? Ang mga paniniwala ng mga kasali sa fraternities. Hindi porket nasa isa na kayong fraternity, lahat kayo same ng mga pinaniniwalaan. Of course, there will also still be differences between you guys. Okay? So, yeah. Now, yung irony in all this kasi is that, kumbaga, or rather, in order to attain self-identification, we individuals have to overcome many obstacles such as traditionally established habits and yung parental imposed self-image. However, on the other hand naman, the works of um to attain a relatively stable and coherent self, members of the multicultural society have no choice but to internalize divergent cultural models and should reject identifications that may conflict with other self-presentations. So, dito, papasok na rin yung concept of illusion of wholeness, which exhibits how individual selves throughout the world continuously reconstitute themselves into new selves in response to internal and external stimuli. So, nasabi lang dito na wala naman talagang tunay na wholeness ng self because the self evolves, okay? The self change. It's the most constant thing in this world, 'di ba? Change. Therefore, kung ano ka kahapon, ano ka last week, ano ka last year, has now changed at some point. Mga paniniwala mo noon, pwedeng either nadagdagan or nabawasan ngayon. Okay? So, it continuously changes. Therefore, hindi mo masasabing laging whole ang self. Okay? We reconstitute ourselves in response to internal and external stimuli. Kung ano yung kinakaharap natin at that very moment. Ano yung mga bagay na usual natin nakaka na-experience noon, pwede ngayon, iba na rin yung responses natin. Okay, so therefore, the cohesiveness and continuity of self are only illusory. Okay, so yan. And just to keep in mind, my dear students, is that today the most important philosophical task of the postmodern man, which is us, is to work on yourself. So just like in the Socratic method, know thyself. So that is for our lesson on lesson 3. Like I told you, napakaikli lang ng lesson 3. Thank you so much for listening and good luck on the exams.